Hey guys, how you doing today? I thought we would start by taking a stroll. It's quite funny because as writers we talk about these beautiful lands and places and everything that we can dream up, and I have been talking to you guys from my desk, which is quite boring. So I decided that we would go for a stroll today. I live on Long Island, so right now I'm walking through Seacliff. Seacliff is a beautiful, beautiful area. We're on the outskirts of it, walking on the beach. But the town itself is filled with lots of Victorian architecture, and it's a wonderful place to be. So I thought we'd have our talk here today. Now, as you know, I am just a starting or budgeting or aspiring writer, or aspiring typist, as the channel is called. So I am no professional to be taking advice from in terms of a guaranteed path to being published or anything like that. I'm not saying that, I'm just sharing my journey. So in today's journey, I kind of want to talk about the idea of falling into a writing rut. This is something that happened to me. I was feeling this for quite a while. It's one of the reasons I haven't made any videos. I felt like if I was in a rut, I had no reason to talk to you guys. What advice could I give at the current time? So, and of course, as someone who is trying to write, a rut is also a little depressing. So I had to kind of recenter myself and try it again. So I'm continuing to work on the same book, but I needed to find a way to get out of a rut. It wasn't really a writing rut. I wasn't like having writer's block where I couldn't write. I was just lacking the inspiration. So I wanted to kind of talk about this feeling that I'm going to assume a lot of writers have had. And it's quite an interesting feeling, because when you're telling yourself that writing is what's most important to you, being able not to write feels really, feels like you're going nowhere. So what I ended up doing to kind of help myself out in my rut was to do something different. So I have this ability, which is wonderful, because I write on a typewriter. As most of you probably know, you've probably seen the first few videos of mine, which all mention that, in addition to the fact that I'm sitting right next to a typewriter in all those videos. So I have a few different things I can do. I get bored of doing the same thing very quickly. So if I'm constantly typing on that typewriter, or if I'm constantly editing my work, it gets a bit boring. I have to change it up a bit. I have to do something different. So that's what I've done personally for myself. I realized that I was having trouble writing new content. I wasn't having the inspiration there. So I decided to do something different. Not that it was mindless, but transferring already written copy to a computer after it's been done on a typewriter is a little bit easier than coming up with new content. So my way of getting out of my rut was doing something different. It was finding an alternative way to use my time in a productive way towards the writing that I do. Now, if you're someone who types fully on a computer, I don't know what the solution to this would be. I don't know what the recommendation would be, because I imagine that you type and then you're done, or you can edit, you're editing. But I have a few more steps in my process. So I found out that if I'm tired of writing, I can edit. If I'm tired of editing, I can transfer. And I've noticed when I do something else, it also inspires me a bit more. So if I'm not feeling inspired to move forward with my story, working on that transition phase, or working on moving copy, definitely helps me out. So that is my personal way of dealing with that. But everyone's a little different. That's not going to be everyone's solution. But I just wanted to share it with you, that we do get into ruts. We'll get ruts in together. So if you're writing right now and you get into a rut, no, you're not alone. It's something that happens to all of us, and that it will pass. It will pass, and you should seek other avenues that you can work on in the meantime, possibly other avenues of inspiration. So if you're creative in other ways, maybe try something else for a bit and then come back to it. The process of doing something over and over again can definitely become a little bit exhausting, even if it's something we're passionate about. So taking that break and switching gears can definitely help that writing process. So I definitely recommend it. Or just change your environment. You know, don't write at the, it can be excellent to establish a place to write, such as, you know, your desk. Like I mentioned in one of my videos, it creates wonderful habit, but sometimes habit gets old. So going to a coffee shop or going to a park to write or any of that can definitely help the situation. I'm switching hands here because now this hand is getting very tired. But take the time, you know, take the time. Don't panic, first of all. Not everything is done all at once. And if you're writing and you're having a difficult time, just know it's something that's not odd. It's something that's completely normal, and you might have to just change up your routine a little bit. So, glad to talk to you guys. It's been a very long time. Let me know what you think about going on these like nature walks and talking instead. I think it's a much nicer approach. For me, it's nicer because I get to talk and feel like I'm connected to everything around me. But I know not everyone likes the whole walk and talk idea. So let me know what you guys think. Good luck writing. Feel free to comment below with any questions or concerns or any thoughts that you want to share. If you've been in a rut before, what did you do to get out of it? Sharing ideas and knowing that we're all going through this together in this writing process is really important. Just make sure to keep moving forward with your writing, and of course, subscribe. See you guys later.